What's going on, everyone? All right, the first thing I want to talk about is ROH on HDNet from this past week, or from yesterday, or whatever it was. All right, so we had Grizzly Redwood taking on Kevin Steen. This is the opening match. You know, Kevin Steen was playing a bully. He took El Generico's mask, put it over Grizzly Redwood. Just kind of a humiliation match. And after the match, he called out El Generico, challenged El Generico at Final Battle. So now it's official. We're going to get a mask versus career match. Kevin Steen doesn't want to be in Ring of Honor anymore, as long as El Generico is going to be there because he hates his guts. So that's pretty much what it is. And, you know, Steen just cut a great promo there, and we're going to get that at Final Battle. So that should be an epic match. And, yeah, I can't wait for that. Then we had Homicide in the squash match. Wasn't really that impressed with Homicide's performance. It was okay. He actually won the match with the Ace Crusher. I can't even remember who he faced, but, yeah, I can't remember. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah. Next up, we had Roderick Strong come out. Roderick actually came out with Truth Martini, and Jim Cornette conducted the interview. Now, I'm kind of thinking that Christopher Daniels, he still might get involved into the main event at Final Battle. I think it's still a possibility, because they keep dwelling on the fact that Roderick and Truth Martini screwed Daniels out of the world title. And then they talked about how Roderick successfully defended the belt in Toronto against Daniels, which supposedly was a pretty average match. Yeah, I heard it was only like a 3.5-star match, which is kind of disappointing. But, you know, I know Christopher Daniels, you know, he's either on or off. Sometimes he kind of under-delivers sometimes, but you would just expect a lot more from him than that. But, yeah, I mean, it still seems like that's a possibility, adding Daniels into that match with Homicide. Now, the thing about Homicide came out on Internet Pay-Per-View and stated that he was going to challenge Roderick for the belt. Now, maybe they might drop that. I'm not really sure. I think it's a possibility still, but just from watching this episode, it looks like they're going to fully focus on Davey versus Roderick at Final Battle for the championship, which, in my opinion, is great. I think that's going to be a match of the year candidate for sure. I think it has the potential to be the match of the year because their matches were awesome, and combine the fact that this is Final Battle, the biggest match of the year. They're going to give us something epic here, and I can't wait for it. And I really think they need to go in this direction. I think one-on-one for Final Battle will be fine. I think Homicide and Daniels, those guys, you know, they just come back from TNA. I don't really think they both deserve to be there at this point, especially Homicide. Homicide, I don't think he's ready to main event Final Battle right now. I think he needs a little bit more time to get back into his rhythm. It's just going to feel very, very forced to me. So I would actually say that they should not do the four-way. So that's just my opinion. So and then we had Davey Richards. He did a great interview, talked about Roderick Strong, talked about how this was supposed to be his last match ever, but now he did a lot of soul searching. You know, he talked to his mom and his mother, kind of persuaded him to keep wrestling because wrestling has always been there for him. And now he's going to face Roderick at Final Battle. And, you know, he really went into depth about Roderick Strong and their relationship. Talked about how, you know, him and Roderick used to, you know, be friends, and they used to go to wars together, and they used to just, you know, fight all the time. And now it seems like Roderick's starting to take the cheap way out. Talk about how Truth Martini's full of shit. It was a good interview. I thought he did a great job with it. I think Davey is very, very I wouldn't say he's underrated on the mic, but I think he just has very, very solid mic skills, you know. So the main event, we actually had Austin Aries and Red Titus challenging the Briscoes in a tag team matchup. Now, this might be Austin Aries' last HDNet appearance. So this is probably taped like a month and a half ago while he was still with the company. I'm not sure, but I thought Aries and Roderick were supposed to have a non-title match. I'm not sure if that was scrapped. If you know about that, then, you know, type in the comment section, because I was really looking forward to that, so I'm not sure if that's going to be taking place. But yeah, Aries and Titus versus the Briscoes. I mean, it was a good match. It was probably like a 3-star match. You know, don't expect anything more than that. It was just a nice, solid tag match. So the Briscoes look, I would say they look great, but they look very, very good here. It was a nice, friendly, feel-good matchup. You know, really not much to say. Is it worth going out of your way to see? Probably not, but if you do check it out, you know, you probably enjoy it, though. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. So that was HDNet from this week. All right, next I want to talk about Chikara's, one of their biggest events of the year. This is Chikara's Dark Cibernetico, and yeah, this is a really, really big show for Chikara. You know, this is kind of like their Survivor Series. You know, people have been anticipating this match for a long time, ever since the BDK angle started. So yeah, it's kind of like a 7-on-7 elimination type of match. It's a really cool concept, and you know, so we had the BDK versus Chikara, and I'm going to say this is Chikara's match of the year so far, and this show was great, though. You know, last year's undercard for the Cibernetico show was very, very mediocre. It was pretty much a one-match show, but here the undercard was actually pretty good. You know, you had the for the Young Lions Cup. Yeah, Frightmare taking on Johnny Gargano. Excellent match. That was an awesome match. I really thought that was a nice, solid 3.5-star match. Frightmare is so much fun to watch, and those two just put on an excellent match with a great crowd. So yeah, you had some pretty good undercard matches here. Also, the other great match from the undercard, which was Vin Gerard taking on Cheech. That was very good. But yeah, let me talk about this Cibernetico match. You had Team Chikara versus Team BDK. Chikara featured Eddie Kingston, Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw, Stigma, Hollow Wicked, Icarus. Pretty much one of the biggest heels in Chikara history, found his way onto the Team Chikara team. Then you had Ultramantis Black, who's pretty much been with Chikara since day one. So he was really Ultramantis Black and the BDK. The stuff between them dates back to 2007, as most of you guys know. So yeah, and then Chikara's surprise entrant was actually Larry Sweeney. And as soon as Larry Sweeney got involved into the match, him and Claudio went at it pretty hard. I believe Sweeney and Claudio had a big feud in Chikara, like in 2006 or 2007. But yeah, so Team Chikara featured, Team BDK actually, the Bruder Shaft. Pretty much everyone from the BDK was on the team except Lince Dorado. So you had Tursus, you had Picky Sanchez, Claudio Castagnoli, Aries, Tim Donch, Sarah Del Rey, Daisy Hayes. And then you had Delirious. So yeah, this was so much fun to watch. Like I said, this is Chikara's match of the year, one of the best crowds you'll ever see this year. I came really, really close to giving this 5 stars. But yeah, this was great. Like I said, Larry Sweeney came in, got a great ovation, started attacking Claudio. It was just, like I said, like every step of the way, it was just a lot of fun. Very, very emotional match. It had a big time atmosphere. This is one of the highlights of professional wrestling from 2010 that I've seen so far. Because like I'm not sure if I would recommend this match to new Chikara fans. To appreciate this match, you really have had to been following the product all year long. Because everything was building towards this, and it was just great. My one problem with the match though is, and it kind of makes sense though, because you want to keep Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli. That's going to be a big money match down the road. So the only thing is Claudio got disqualified. I thought that kind of took away from the match a little bit. There was times when it was a little bit sloppy out there, depending on who was in the ring. But overall, this was amazing. I think everyone needs to check this out. If you've been following Chikara all year long, this is a must-have DVD for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you the spoilers. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Now, I was expecting to see some mega turns and some twists here. Really didn't get that though. It was just an awesome matchup. You had Eddie Kingston. It actually came down to Eddie Kingston and Tursus, and the stuff between them was very, very stiff. Tursus is he I wouldn't say he's amazing for a big man, but he's very, very impressive, and I definitely think he's one of the better big men in professional wrestling right now. And Eddie Kingston actually got the victory, pinned Tursus to finally to win the match. Eddie Kingston got a great ovation. I mean, everything about this match is awesome. Ultramantis Black got a lot of eliminations. He looked great. Sarah Del Rey and Daisy Hayes. I mean, they fit right in with all these guys. Quackenbush and Jigsaw were really, really impressive out there. So yeah, I mean, overall, this is just an excellent, excellent match. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna give it 4.75 stars, almost 5 stars. I thought it was that good. This even surpasses the Minami Toyota match from Brooklyn as the Chikara match of the year. So yeah, I think everyone should check this out. I know it's kind of hard to go in depth with the actual Cibernetico match. Didn't want to spoil everything, but bottom line is Chikara actually got the victory. Eddie Kingston got treated like a god after this match. So we'll see what happens next. So I think Eddie Kingston and Homicide are going to have a match coming up, so that should be interesting. And it should be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. So this is Chikara's Dark Cibernetico. I think everyone should go check it out at smartmarkvideo.com. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Alright.